as I promised, the HyperX Cloud 2 wireless compared to the HyperX Alpha wireless. And why it's taking me so long to get to this comparison here is I don't like just going back to my old videos and saying, oh, hey, that's what I said about it then. That is not what I like doing. I like getting both products fresh in my hand, going headset to headset with current games that I'm playing right now and talking about them that way so I can get a really good, fresh comparison on them. But first, what I would like to talk about is the out-of-the-box differences of these headsets. And looking at the Alphas here, as you can see, they got the little cutout in the metal. Coming over to the clouds, they got that little swoop around. The regular clouds are flat, so you got a really nice design within that fork. But if you look closely at these right here, the thing you'll notice big difference is what those forks are going into. So on the Alpha wireless, they're going into that traditional HyperX, that little plastic bracket there, screwed on there, and then into the ear cup. Not a design I'm fond of because when you constantly set your headset down or you drop it, that little plastic piece could break on you and your headset could be kaput. Coming over to the clouds, I love what they did right here. They took that fork, it's going right into the ear cup so you have nothing to break. I mean, you might have to be a little more gentle on your surface so you don't crack it or ding it up, but I really like the durable build right here. It's not gonna flex, it's not gonna bend. You don't have that point to break. Now, as far as ports on the headset, pretty much the exact same. As you can see, left ear cup here, you got power button, you got your mic mute, you got USB-C, and then you have your microphone port for your detachable microphone, and then you have your volume wheel. Now, your volume wheel on the Cloud 2s is kind of smooth. Coming over here to the Alphas, you kind of got those little notches in there, but they both roll smooth, and they're both continuously rolling. Now, a couple other minor differences are the accessories you get with them. You get your microphone, but as you can see, your microphones are clear as day different. You got this big round one over here on the Alpha, and then kind of your traditional HyperX, which we're going to get that mic test. We'll see if they actually sound any different. Now, as far as your dongles, the Alpha, you got this little stubby one. Over here on the Cloud 2s, you got a nice big dongle, right? So now, same with the windscreens. Over here on the Alphas, you got a really big, thick windscreen to fit around the microphone. Over here on the Cloud 2s, you have kind of just a basic, thin, standard windscreen. Now, one other thing I want to take a look at here is the weight. So we got the Alphas over here, the Alpha Wireless coming in at 322 grams. Getting those guys off, getting the Cloud 2s, we are getting 300 grams. So just the out-of-the-box look, right? As far as the build, the accessories, the weight, there's some differences, but I don't think they're significant enough to give one a point here or a point there. I do really like the build on the Cloud 2s much better, but both of them are extremely durable. I don't get worried one bit. I stretch them out, I bend them up, and again, as far as that weight difference, you honestly can't feel it. And as far as comfort, like seriously, when you put both of these on your head, they're both on a light clamping force right there. They stay on. They're not really pinching you. Of course, with HyperX, that lack of swivel is the one thing I never like because I get that little pressure point right up here on my jawline because, again, it doesn't wrap around the back of my head. That could just be me. You all know I love my swivel, and we don't have that on either of these. Now, the majority of the stuff we already covered, they're quite similar, right? Where are they going to differ? Number one, with them being wireless, the Cloud 2s, you're going to get up to 30 hours of battery life. With the Alphas, you're going to get up to 300 hours of battery life. I don't know who's going to need 300 hours of battery life. I mean, just charge your stuff at night and you're going to be perfectly fine. But if battery life is a thing for you, wow, the Alphas take that win easily. But where they truly differ, and one of the key points with these, is the sound. Talking about the Cloud 2s using 53mm drivers to frequency from 15 to 20,000. Coming over to the Alphas, they're using 50mm dual chamber drivers with a frequency range of 15 to 21,000 right there. So the frequency range is pretty similar. The drivers are almost kind of similar as well as far as size. The difference is with the Alphas having that dual chamber right there. So they kind of let the bass, the mids, and their highs do the same, do whatever they need to do. Kind of like what we've seen in Razer Triforce, right? So it just lets them breathe without them kind of coming through one driver themselves. So let's talk about that right there. Let's start with the Alphas. You might be thinking, and kind of what we've heard a lot with the Alphas previously is a little more detail, a little more clarity, right? Kind of, okay? Kind of. Like, yeah, your highs are over here and your bass is hitting, but this headset's so much fuller. It's almost like, okay, that bass is doing its thing, the highs are coming over here doing its thing, but since they're both performing, I kind of felt like that bass was like almost trying to overtake or kind of just filled out everything a little bit more, if that makes sense. So if you watch my standalone review, you probably heard me talking about, again, playing Horizon Forbidden West. The dialogue, I felt like the characters had a warmth within their voice. Like, you know, not they were all talking like this, but again, it was kind of full sound even with the dialogue, which I just didn't like that too much, you know. Now talking about playing something like Destiny with this, where it's really full and you're still getting like the really sharp points of the weapons or the, you know, enemies coming at you, that was really fun with this. It really was. Now, are you getting a competitive edge with this, having those dual chamber drivers? Nah, I really wouldn't say so, because again, you still have that bass, that full sound. It's almost like bass and mids together. It's not muddy, so I don't think that's what I'm saying. But again, I felt like it was just definitely, if we must say audiophile talk, a warmer sound I felt like we got over here, which is kind of the opposite of what we heard in the Alpha S. Now I want to bring you over to the Cloud 2s, guys. When I put these on my head, right, no matter what game I was playing, if I was on the PS5 or the PC or whatever, these things were fun. They were really fun. You almost had, you didn't have that that Cloud 2 wired sound. No, you didn't have that, but you were really close and you had that fun, exciting sound. You had bass, you had highs, everything was potent, everything was crisp, everything was in your face. I had a lot of fun with this, you know what I mean? And that's what really, truly separated them. Like, I would honestly be testing the alphas, and I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. I'm hearing that a little bit different, you know, again, with that pinch extra detail. But then when I went to that same game, right, mission to mission or round to round, and then slapped on the clouds, I was like, wow, I don't want to test the alphas anymore. I don't. That is how good the clouds sound. And they sounded great across, again, every game, whatever platform right there, listen to music or anything, the Cloud 2s did it much better than the Alpha Wireless in the sound department. Now, just to be clear, after I just talked about the sound right there, you can dive into the HyperX Ingenuity software and dabble with the Alpha's EQ and kind of pull it out a little bit more. But no matter what you really tweak, you throw on a DTS, dabble with an EQ, it's still gonna sound a little bit warmer. And again, that's why I really felt like the Cloud 2s definitely had that more potent, fun, exciting sound. Just to be clear right there, yeah, you can dabble with the sound, but for the sake of this test, I stuck with that stock sound. All right, so how about the microphone test here? You are hearing the Cloud 2s right now. I have the windscreen on because it came with it, so why not use it, right? Again, that microphone is detachable, and we're just plugged in here. No sound tweaking or nothing. That's what we're going to do with both, and we're going to keep both of them at the same volume level as well. Again, this microphone's moldable. Pull it away, it sounds a little bit lower like that. Pull it in, it's a little bit more. It's nice and out of your vision as well, so if you're looking straight at your screen, you really don't see it. But the cool thing is you got the mute button back here, and you have that little red light that flashes there. You also have the tone in the headset as well. And it's pretty cool because, again, it's not right in your vision, but you see that red light, and you also have that tone notification in it, so you know, hey, yeah, my mic is actually muted. All in all, this is a microphone on the Cloud 2s. Let's go and fire up the Alphas. All right, and now we are hearing the microphone from the HyperX Cloud Alpha Wireless. Again, the microphone's detachable, and you do get that tone in the headset with that red light up front. You get that right there to let you know. And you can actually go into the software and activate voice tones. It's a male voice in there that says, mic on. It's kind of freaky, so I put it just to a beep, which again, you can adjust in the software there. Now, again, we looked at the microphones. The microphones are different, and this windscreen's a little bit bigger. If I pull it away from here, this is what it'll sound like right there. If I pull it in, this is what it sounds like. Again, both of these microphones are really moldable, but I'm curious as well if they're going to sound any different right here. All in all, this is microphones on the HyperX wireless headsets. All right, so I just listened to the playback of these microphones right there, and they're so similar, it's almost hard to pick them apart, but I would give the win to the HyperX. It just sounded a little bit more pure, kind of like, man, it's tough because I talk with a lot of P's and T's, right? So the windscreens helped me out a lot. But I felt like a little bit more like phone call-ish with the Alphas. But again, I'm really being nitpicky right here. I thought both microphones were passable. All right, so last but not least, the price of these headsets. The HyperX Cloud 2's coming at $150 MSRP, and the Alpha's coming at $200 MSRP. Why? I'm not too sure where the price difference is here. Maybe because you got a little bit extra to dabble with the software on the Alphas. You got the voice tones. They got to pay the voice actor or something. I don't understand where that extra $50 is coming with the Alphas right here. So when we compile all of that right there, I'm sure you guys are right here with me, and I want to hear you guys down in the comments right now before I state which one I would pick. Which one would you pick when we compile everything we just talked about right there? Me, simple, all day long, clear as day winner is the HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. It just does everything. Again, it makes me say, why spend $200 on this when you can get this for $50 cheaper? It's crazy. Like, if this had Bluetooth, I'd be like, all right, I can see that there. Even though I don't prefer the sound, I prefer that sound, but sound is subjective. You may like that warmer sound. Whatever, okay? So we can't really judge one there or there. Me, this all day long. But $200, I don't get it. Cloud 2 gets an easy win here.